Another week has passed. This is a short week. Had Memorial Day this past Monday, which only gave us a 4-day work week. I'm kind of glad of that. I don't know if I can handle another day. So we're right here in the middle of the crosshatch. I probably can't see it. It's a little dirty. It is due for a change. Yeah, you've seen me do this. Change the oil in this several times. So, throwing another video of it in the mix. It's been a hot, muggy day. Well, it really hadn't been hot, but the humidity has just been ridiculous. Right there in the full hot range. Probably ought to work on changing this, doing a flush of that. I might think about that soon. Okay. Alright, well, let's head underneath. And using just a 7/8. 7/8 wrench. A popular mechanics brand. I have a whole set of these, by the way. They're probably 23, 24 years old. They're several years old. I put quite a few engines in with them and worked on several transmissions with them. Some people like to use sockets. My dad always liked to use sockets on these. I got a comment from a gentleman on my Fusion oil change video. Said whoever cut out the engine cover was a real idiot, was a real class act. I forgot exactly what the comment said, but you couldn't have said any more of the truth. That was a real idiot that took and cut a hole in the engine cover. I don't know if he or she realizes it, but it's there for a purpose. And once you've modified it, it can no longer perform the purpose that it serves. So, yeah. And let that run for a few minutes and we'll come back to it. While we're under, we just go ahead and take the oil filter off. Luckily, these 4.9s are super easy to get to. And we just wipe the plate down. And it's ready for a new filter. And that's right, everyone, doing my usual, my write the date and mileage on it. It is 6/1/18 TGIF and 284777. Yes, that is 284,000. And we'll just go ahead and coat the new O-ring with a little bit of oil. so it doesn't stick to the boss. Kind of glides across it and makes a nice tight seal. Alright, just start the new oil filter on. I have to make sure it's good and snug, and that should be good. Alright, just put the drain plug back in it. Absolutely nothing going on this week. It's rained most of the week, and I haven't been able to get out and do exactly what all I wanted. I need to mow, need to trim. I'll probably do that tomorrow, but I also have a birthday party to attend tomorrow, so it's going to be a busy day. Check that one more time. Now, there we go. That should be good. Now we're done with the engine, with the draining part anyway. And one last thing before we close up underneath is to go ahead and do the lube. I don't put a whole lot, just a couple of pumps in there. This has got a little bit of water coming out of it, so I'm gonna, there we go. So I'm just gonna force the water out of that one. Of course, take it to these oil change places and they'll pump it so full of grease that it blows the boot out. They just get carried away with it. And I put 4 pumps into that one. Seemed like it was a little dry. And one last one on the passenger side. This has the non-greasable ball joints. It will be. I'm gonna make that a project for the future. There we go. And it took about 4 pumps. There was a couple little droplets of water that come out of it. I didn't like that, but that got all the water out. Alright, so we are done underneath. Back to my little yellow funnel again. This was a radiator funnel, and this dates way back to the late 90s when I worked at the Ford dealership. And that was exactly what I used it for, was pouring oil in. Because my bay was about 5 bays down from the oil dispenser. The hose wouldn't reach, so I had to use a jug and had to pour it in the engine from the jug. And of course when I left, I made sure my funnel came with me. Capacity is 6 quarts. So I pour in 1 quart, and I have a 5 quart bulk container that I will add. And here it goes. This is a synthetic blend that I'm using. I really like using it. It offers a little more protection than conventional, but full synthetic I don't really like so much in these older engines because they will leak. Synthetic will leak in an engine where it normally wouldn't have. Oh yeah, I promised everyone that I had a dent side coming. I talked to the owner about that the other day, and he said he had to save up some money. He thinks it needs a carburetor, and I told him that I don't really think that it does. I think the worst part is someone has probably messed with it. Someone has found screws on the side of it and didn't know what they're doing. Okay, let's go ahead and check the level. Should be a safe level. Oh yeah, we have a safe level. And put the cap on it. And start it up. Contact! And just kind of check on the ground, make sure nothing's dripping, and there isn't. And just kind of check the oil filter and check around, make sure there's nothing leaking. Alright, I've done the run-in check, and it's set for a couple minutes. Now it's time to do one last check before we mark the job off as finished. And it is right there in the very top of the crosshatch area, which it is in a safe area. So this oil change is done. It's a little overdue. Not many, I'm going to say probably about 1,000 miles. So, yeah, so we're good for another 3,000. Alright, well it's time to close it up. Yep, TGIF. So, hope everyone has a good night, and I wish you all a good weekend. Thanks for watching.